Hey, good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Give me a second while I check over on X, make sure everyone can hear me there as well. Okay. Testing one, two,
Happy
three.
Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah, looks like people got me there as well. Let me add a little GM as I always do for good morning. Yeah, we're getting back in the swing of things a little bit. From the holiday, we had of course, 4th of July, big holiday here in the U.S., as well as the 250 anniversary. Let's see, my computer's in my picture's kind of semi-frozen here. I'm going to lose the picture down there. Hopefully everything else is working okay. The picture seems to be lagging, but my picture's kind of semi-frozen. But I think people can hear me, so we'll see if some people jump on. But yeah, of course, yesterday we had the big Michael Saylor selling $216 million, that huge dip. Let's look at the weekly, see if it shows up on the weekly chart here. There it is. You can see that dip all the way down yesterday. That was huge. But we pretty much came back, looking at the daily chart here. That huge dip to start the morning yesterday, 61,456, got all the way over 64.4. And we're still we're about $1,000 below that, $1,200 below that, but still looking good. As far as that goes, let's take a look at the market just opening now. Don't know if it'll even be updated yet. My picture here. Let's see. Let it refresh here. Let give a few minutes for people to join us. Happy Taco Tuesday, everyone. Feels weird, man. I was off all weekend. Let's see here. Yeah, so here we are now. We're only 2 minutes into the trading session. The futures were looking down. NASDAQ opened up down 0.45. The Dow is down or positive 0.41. And let's see if we can get the not showing here we go. And the S&P flat at 0.04. Little better than it looked. A little better than it looked like it was going to open. So SpaceX, of course, got on the NASDAQ today. Before, let's see how SpaceX is. SpaceX, buy the rumor, sell the news, it looks like, but still holding solid at 158. Let's pull SpaceX up. So that's going to create a lot of buying, but I think there was a little anticipation of that. Pretty cool. I think I talked about it yesterday. SpaceX CEO, a female, Gwendolyn or something. I didn't even know who she was. I didn't know she was a woman, to be honest with you. But her and her husband donating like 380 million, 360 million of their SPCX, the SpaceX, to Trump's new children's savings account. Super cool, man. Super cool. Shout out to her. And of course, Michael Dell and his wife donating like $6 billion. So that's off. Super cool concept there. But yeah, SpaceX, 157.24, down 2%. Looks like it got up to about 161 yesterday. I would say it's just to buy the rumor, sell the news. Hey, Artie, GM, welcome. Good long time 4 or 5-year-old friend from X, helping me out over there, listening live on YouTube. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Artie. Yeah, anyway, having a little fun out here. Yeah, Mr. Scott as well. Scott, of course, helps me runs his the Heine community show every day, 7 days a week, for an hour and a half at on X at let's see, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. You can find him at Heineken Scott, HINEKINSCOTT. Scott also usually helps me co-host my GM Bitcoin morning show. So Scott and I have been relishing in the success of the Bitcoin bull, currently at $3.7 million. A couple of days ago, we were debating whether we should buy more at 159,000. That's pretty laughable, Scott, now that I think about it. But yeah, our good friend Jason A.I. Williams launched that coin, and it's really, really getting momentum. Damn. But yeah, now we're sitting at 665 holders. But yesterday we were praying for 2 million, and I said, man, maybe 2 million will be a floor. And here we are. Also, Mr. Heine, happy Taco Tuesday. Yeah, TBB is ripping. It's fun to be on a, you know, I actually sold a little at little over 2 million, thinking I'd buy the dip, and then it never dipped. And so I was able to take a little profit. I guess I didn't mean to, though. I wanted to buy more and kind of swing trade it a little bit, but it just kept ripping. So super happy about it. Jason's a good dude out here, getting a little hate from people. It's crazy, man. When people are successful, some people are very jealous of it or missed it or just whatever. But yeah, this thing's ripping. 3.8 million. The Bitcoin bull on Solana. Kind of joking because, you know, Jason, old OG Bitcoiner, you know, from 2015. I remember back when it was 3,500, 4,000. Jason come in, buy 50, buy 100 Bitcoin at a time and post it. So also has a book, Bitcoin Hard Money You Can't F With. I've got a few copies, signed copies here. I'll have to pull them up for the stream tomorrow. But anyway, honestly, just supporting our friend like we do our other stuff and killing it. Also, speaking of good friends, David Gockstein, another longtime friend for years and years out here on the space, launched one, I think. I never really knew. I knew he's hinting at it for weeks and weeks or days. Finally, he launches this. I didn't see it till like 3 million. Luckily, it came back. I bought it yesterday at 1.2 million, and now it jumped back up to 2.2. I bought down here at the dip. So just once again, supporting a friend, but made about 33% ROI on my money. So that's cool. And of course, the Ansem token going crazy that started it all. When we talked about it a lot at 110, 115, thinking, you know, I started buying a little higher than that, bought all the way up to around 400 million. But I don't know a ton, but it just doesn't feel like it's slowing down. So that's, you know, that's why I'm more placing my bets on David Gockstein. Has a lot of followers on TikTok and X as well, does a live show. It has been for years and years, some real high level content. Interviewed Michael Saylor a few months back. So, and of course, the one I'm heaviest in, of course, now 3.9. I think it wicked over 4 million yesterday, but now that's just crazy stuff. Damn. Didn't expect this, to be honest with you. I mean, knew it was possible, but holy crap, man, this thing's really tearing. See, I tried to do a little swing trading yesterday to support the chart. Backfired on me. It's doubled, tripled since then. So that's all good. Scott, I know you bought a bunch last night on the dip, but yeah, I'm happy to be part of something which I feel. Also, he's doing airdrops and stuff. The whole deal with the Ansem, Davids, and TBB, Bitcoin Bull, is they have supply control like 70, 65, 70%. If you look at holders here, this is on Bitcoin Bull. You'll notice that Jason, of course, he's given away about 0.5% now, 3-4 million, but he controlled 70 million, 70% supply control. And that's kind of the idea with this Ansem as well. If you look at Ansem and you look at the holders, you'll see that he also controls 60%. He's been doing airdrops, literally millions of dollars, man. People are becoming multimillionaires, man. This is crazy. This is really nuts. But the whole idea is they control like 60, 70% of the supply. But man, yeah. So I've been buying a little bit of Ansem. Wish I'd have bought more, obviously. but I do own a fair amount of yeah, look at this, over 4 million, 4.02 million. So live on stream, man. So I know a lot of our friends made a lot of money. Some people probably didn't buy it, and and who knows where it's going to go. But I'll tell you, my theory is as long as Ansem keeps continuing to rip, people are going to say, okay, what's next? I think Jason may have enough motion, enough credibility out there. I don't even see any of his contacts or many people even supporting it. I've been supporting it. Always been a good supporter of I've known Jason 10 years in the space. I mean, look at this, but I just don't feel like it's really. I think people, if you look at Ansem, you have to look and say, what's another one that could run? I think you have to look at David's here, and I think you have to look at the Bitcoin Bull. And I think people are he has enough exposure. I mean, on X, let's look here. Let's look on X here. Both these guys have a ton of followers and seem to, man, I mean, I think this thing could really catch fire. That's how I'm starting to feel. At Going Parabolic is, I wasn't even planning on talking about this. I'll have to catch up here on the news, but we're early enough and it's happening in 4K or 5K or 8K, whatever they say. Real time, nonetheless. Yeah, Jason and David Gockstein both have the credibility out here to potentially see this go crazy. Yeah, RIP to the people that were calling it scammy or telling their followers not to buy it. They look like real dumbasses right now. But anyway, nonetheless, we'll see. There's Jason right there. So Jason, I mean, who knows, right? As long as Ansem keeps rolling, I think people are going to say, okay, I missed Ansem or I made money on Ansem. What's next? I don't know. But Jason A.I. Williams, 283,000 followers. Very credible guy, especially in the Bitcoin circle. I don't think any of them are buying. But, man, 283,000. We have David Gockstein. And I haven't even talked to David. I know this is his coin. I'm 99.9% sure. I mean, I guess I could have got in this like I did Jason's down in the sub 100,000 if I'd have been paying attention, but I don't put a ton of stock. But look, he's got 813,000. He has huge live streams every day, massive following on TikTok. I actually watch him over on TikTok. Anyway, these creator coins with supply control. See, look at David's. I'm assuming we're going to say see the same thing. When we look at holders, it's only got 1,000 holders. But when we look at holders, we're going to see a big supply control. See, you got to assume that's the dev. You got to assume that's David. We know that's Ansem. We know this is Jason Williams. So look, it wicked up to, and like I say, we're just having fun with these. I don't know what that is, 4.2 million. And now we're having a little bit of a pullback. But Judas, I mean, this is up 1%. I mean, in the hour, it's up 17%. 24 hours up 254%. Crazy, man. Crazy. But yeah, yesterday we were praying for 2 million. Then I told Scott, I'm like, man, maybe 2 million will be the floor. And it looks like around 3 million. 2.7 was the floor. We'll see. But 665 holders. And I know Deck Screener's lags a little bit in updating this. But anyway, didn't mean to talk about creator coins here, but that definitely something worth taking a look at. I don't know that this is done. I don't know that this is done yet, but yeah, so much for me. Swing trading a few sold to support the chart. I got left behind, but that's what's fun. That's how these things take off, man. But anyway, and then like I said, I got an airdrop. My airdrop, geez, gosh damn, my airdrop, because I was one of the earlier supporters. There was only, a handful of people that gave him his address, whatever. I don't know. It was worth $500 at the time. That was at like $1 million. So that's got to be $2,000 now. So yeah, easy money. But anyway, he's still going to do airdrops and stuff. doing memes. We're making we're having fun. Anyway, back to the charts. Let's look back at where we're looking at on the. So, Mr. Scott, hi, Scott, make up your mind. You said 5 million incoming. Now you say 10 million incoming. Which is it? But yeah, I certainly see 10 million is doable at this point. Maybe more if Ansem keeps ripping. But yeah, I just wanted to check back on the stock market, get back into the news here. Of course, we'll probably talk a little bit about that on the GM Bitcoin morning show as well. God, the worst site. I use Yahoo. I don't know why I use that. It's so bad. Maybe, yeah, let's look back at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, let's look at on the hourly. So a little bit of a dip, it looks like. Probably getting pulled down a little by the markets. I kind of thought this would happen a little bit just because when the NASDAQ pulls back a little bit. Let's look and see. Still 63,000, still holding 63,000. Yeah, this is the hourly chart. So yeah, we dropped about 400 points. We'll see where it kind of ends up here. We'll check back with it right at the end of the show, but let's get into some of the news. Let's let the Bitcoin bull settle here, settle and rebound. 3.94 million, man. Crazy. Scott and I were debating how much if we should buy any more at 159,000 the other day. Crazy, but you don't know how serious this is going to get taken. Anyway, the White House confirms U.S. is, and this is kind of, I think, what helped with the bounce yesterday. Of course, Sailor sold yesterday, freaked everyone out. By the way, welcome everyone on X and YouTube listening live. Appreciate you guys. We're here having a little fun with some creator coins. Kind of still sitting in awe of what Ansem's doing. But yesterday we had Sailor sell $216 million. The market crashed big time. And then we had Trump opening the rang the opening bell yesterday to launch these Trump Kids accounts. And the White House confirmed yesterday they're formally structuring a strategic Bitcoin reserve. The White House confirmed the U.S. government is actively structuring its strategic Bitcoin reserve digital asset stockpile in a major step towards formalizing its national crypto strategy. The U.S. already holds 328,372 Bitcoin, worth roughly $25 billion, nearly 1.6% of Bitcoin circulating supply, making it the largest known government holder of Bitcoin in the world. Yeah, and the thing is, what'll happen is it will ignite an arms race for Bitcoin. All of a sudden, you can't sit on the sideline anymore. Ted Cruz said every child should become a capitalist. This is the launch of the press conference talking about the accounts. Trump accounts are making every child a capitalist, said Ted Cruz. Imagine one of our kids is now going to be the owner of the biggest producers in the country. There's talk that there's a big talk that the U.S. government is going to take a portion of a piece of ChatGPT. They're offering up a piece. We see this. Michael Dale and his wife donating $6 billion. We see the CEO of or the president, of SpaceX. She's donating $360 million worth of SpaceX. Imagine that, what that's going to be worth someday. Cruz said one kid could walk into McDonald's one day and say they own a small piece of it. We're becoming the concept of capitalist, not socialist, not communist. I mean, think about this. If when we were all kids and we're all different ages on here, I'm probably on the upper, Scott and I are up on the upper side of the age group here for sure. But think of what would happen when we were kids, if we would have gotten all the computer stuff, all the home computer stuff, all the .com stuff in our accounts, what our retirements would look like. So we need to do this and give back to the kids instead of having something that just all they did was continue to bleed that system to where old people now are getting squadouche, right? They can't even barely live in like welfare type conditions. But imagine the difference if you had a sovereign wealth fund. Like I was watching, the other day when Norway was had that huge win over Brazil in the World Cup. I was watching a thing on Norway. My wife has some heritage from Norway. And we were watching it, and I have some friends just got back on a trip from there. Were telling me about it. Two friends, one of our partners in our fund also just went to Norway. Him and his son, they're from there as well. Their ancestors are from there. Anyway, they have this huge oil fund, sovereign wealth fund, when they struck oil over there, and it's the largest, one of the largest of its kind in the world. And also in Alaska, they have that oil fund back there that some people are getting checks from. So this is a great idea, man. But during the whole thing, he was very, very, very bullish on crypto, which I think was what got us fired back yesterday, So shout out to Trump and everyone donating and getting this going. The kids can have a real future today. Saw this all over the timeline today. 63% of all crypto transactions happen on Solana. The activity concentration keeps compounding. Solana is just getting started. I've been saying this for 2 years. People can't read numbers, acting like Solana is just a place for shit coins and meme coins and whatever. Yeah, that was the test for the real game, right? That was it's just crazy to me that people haven't seen this coming. But anyway, I went big time in Solana. And look, I was early to Solana. I got in originally Solana at $2. Cashed out on that first top and got back in after the FTX fiasco. But I've gone massively into Solana and advised other people that they may want to think about the same thing a year or two ago. So I've been into Solana since it started, but I never thought it was going to take over kind of like it did. Right now it's ETH or Solana, to be honest with you. But man, fear and greed at 27. We're finally out of extreme fear. We're only fearful, which we've been since October of last year. Damn. What? We're going on a year of freaking fear, extreme fear. But we've only had a couple of days out of extreme fear. So that's looking good. Glad to see that. Tether, $2.5 billion was burned on Tether. That means people redeemed $2.5 billion for Tether on Ethereum. Now, is this bearish for Tether, bearish for Ethereum? Here's what I think it is. I'm pretty 99.9% sure. The end of last month, a couple of days ago, 7-8 days ago, MiCA regulations kicked in UK, and Tether is not compliant. So I'm sure that that's all this is. People had to redeem it and turn it into another compliant stablecoin, maybe USDC or something like that. So I'm sure that's all it is. They just, and obviously, so the people who really got screwed by this was Tether and Binance. Tether, because they didn't want to change. They're so profitable, they don't need to, right? They're going to be more probably the decentralized. Maybe they'll work it out. Maybe they'll have a compliant version. But they're one of the biggest companies in crypto. Or platforms in crypto. They weren't going to bend the knee to the EU. So that's probably all it is. And then Binance, who just got blackballed and shut out, to be honest with you. And they're making horrible decisions when it comes to crypto. Here's the CEO of Robinhood saying 6 million kids signed up for Trump accounts before the launch, according to the Robinhood CEO, man. So I'm really excited about that. I don't even have kids of my own, but I love to see this good decisions finally being made for the next generation. At least four states are seeking $1.4 trillion in penalties from Meta over claims Facebook and Instagram were designed to addict children. This is the problem with centralized things. They deal with this crap. Now, I do not. I'm not a fan of this guy. I'm not a fan of the censorship and any of the crap. I don't like these guys at all. I don't use the platforms personally, but they're heavily censored, and I agree. But this is the problem with centralized things. You think they're going to give that money to help kids? No, they're just going to use it to further waste your money. But Coach Master, yeah, I know you have kids, Coach Master. I know you took your daughter to Disneyland a few months or so ago for her birthday. So yeah, I'd love to see these kids do that. There's a lot of people that don't have kids and stuff that will want to donate to this, or maybe even if they do have kids, they'll donate to this, like what Michael Dell and his. And for those of you that are younger here, back in the 90s and 80s, Michael Dell was the like Elon is to us today. That's who he was like to us as younger people coming up. Michael Dell was like, wow. We looked at him kind of like Elon. And that's awesome that he's given back to all these kids. It's gonna be a game changer. Why don't we have a sovereign wealth fund like Norway, like Saudi, like UAE? Man, it's stupid. And Trump's changing that narrative, man. You like Trump or not, that's huge. Of course, the big NATO summit going on. Here's Trump with Erdogan, the president of Turkey, on a car, I think's how you say it. I go to Turkey a lot. I spend a lot of time in Turkey. I'm actually looking to buy a place in Turkey. Man, if you want to do the Mediterranean, man, do the Turkish Mediterranean. Way cheaper, man. Places like Bodrum and stuff like that. You can see the Greek islands. They're right there. Awesome, man. I love, and it's cheap comparatively. But and Istanbul is one of the coolest cities in the world. So much history there. You had the Roman Empire. It was the capital. It was the capital of the Roman Empire. It was the capital of the Byzantine Empire. And then it was the capital of the Ottoman Empire. So for like 2,500 years, over 2,000 years, the Ottoman Empire didn't dissolve until like 1920. Maybe it was 1820. No, I think it was 1920. So these are huge history there, man. I love Istanbul. And it's complete Muslim country, but people there are cool. They're pretty entrepreneurial, man. Like, I dress down. I don't wear nice watches and stuff. I don't want to be a target when I travel, but you wouldn't be there because everyone's dressed so sharp, looks so good. And I love Turkey. Great place to travel and have fun. Never had any problem. People were very nice. And it changes your idea of a Muslim country. I mean, it's just so many of there's these radical Muslim countries, but there's these great Muslim countries. Anyway, here's Trump and Erdogan chilling. I don't know if much will become of that show or that meeting, or that whole thing going on this week. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to change the markets. China considers restricting access to top AI models. They're going to do this. I hear they're even making their own chips, so they don't even have to buy them from Huawei or NVIDIA, all these guys. So anyway, there's an arms race in AI. There's going to be an arms race in crypto and Bitcoin as well. Peter Schiff fires back. Strategies Bitcoin model is a mid-cycle Ponzi. Peter Schiff's a smart guy. When it comes to Bitcoin, he's an idiot. He missed out at $1. He's been pissed ever since. Now he wants to target strategy. Don't listen to this guy, whether you like strategy or not. He hates Bitcoin. He's been salty ever since. He makes all his money selling gold. I'll listen to him about anything about gold and economics, but when it comes to Bitcoin, the guy's a clown. Oh, these are just me pulling up David. Yeah, let's take another look at. Let's take a look at. Can have start talking about our coins as long as they're ripping. Ansem 392. So a little bit of a dip there. Got up to like 400. David Gockstein's coin 2.3 million. I bought at 1.2 yesterday. Wish I'd have bought more. And of course, the Bitcoin bull up to 4.2, settling in here, find its base. We'll see. Like I say, could have bought it last night for 2.7. We'll see. I know Scott did. Anyway, that's it. Let's check Bitcoin. And feel free to join me over on the GM Bitcoin show. Oh, by the way, Yesterday we had Spain beat Portugal. Belgium beat the USA. The USA is not ready for prime time, clearly. Today we have Argentina playing Egypt and Switzerland playing Colombia. But yeah, Bitcoin still holding above 63. Not a bad day. It's early. Enjoy some tacos. Enjoy some football today. Touch some grass. Hit the gym. And appreciate all the listeners. And maybe keep an eye on these Bitcoin, these supply controlled creator metas. See where they go. We're at least having fun. Don't get too crazy with it. Should be buying probably mostly Bitcoin and stuff like that. But anyway, join us over on the GM Bitcoin Show. Thanks for all the listeners. Appreciate all you guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning, or I'll see you in 1 or 2 minutes over on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show.